There's so many versions and video on this build. Today, I've compiled all the informations and this is the most simple one. Focus on Heng and quick DPS. So this guide I will help you to switch to this build as fast as possible. First, you need to retune your gear stat, then migrate your gear set, convert your Innerway, switch mystic skill, tune your arsenal, and understand the martial arts skill combo, PvP and PVE rotations. So which gear stat to tune and which gear stat is confirmed correct. There is so many versions of gear stat recommended and it's very confusing. So today I'll show you the most reliable one, which is the developer recommendations. The developer already designed this way, so just follow the stat developer recommended. So if you look at the Heng martial art talents, the developer call for minimum physical attacks, agility, critical rate, minimum stone speed attacks. So now read the mobile martial art talents. So it calls for critical rate, agility, minimum physical attacks, stone speed attack. So now you read the pattern rate. So all the same. So for the gear stat, focus only on critical rate, agility, minimum physical attacks, minimum stone speed damage. Because you are using critical rate, so you need precision also. So all these are developers mandatory stat designed for you, for your Heng bet. Then other stat that is good to have is your max physical attacks, power and momentums. You can have this stat also. For the attunements, you can focus on physical penetrations, stone speed penetrations. So which you are set to use? This is very simple. Just follow the developer's intent. So because with the release of the Heng the developer also released one new world boss, which is the Sentinel Hall Lion. During this boss, give you scattered reach set and also obsidian's armor sets. So look at their stat. So it actually boosts your minimum physical attacks. So now you see the patterns, right? So the developer intend to design these ways. And the developer asks you to get this set, kill the new boss. For the Innerway, it is more simple. Just follow the developer because no one can outsmart the developer's calculations. So the developer asks you to use Moral Chance. This is mandatory for all build. Then the developer also provide you Frostblade Knight. So this one is the new release for Heng Blade. So the Heng Blade is also known as Snow Parting Blade. You need at least tier 3 for this Innerway to be functional for your Heng Blade. Because at tier 3, your charge light attack for your Heng Blade will deliver a special blue icon like this one, which gives you extra attacks. And this blue icon varies attacks, which is your core mechanics attack for your Heng Blade. Then the third mandatory Innerway is Short Piercing Art. So this is the new release purposely for Heng Blade also. So this boosts your light heavy attacks, varies attacks. Look at this one. So this is for the blue icon attacks, which is your core attack for your Heng Blade. And the last slot is optional. You can choose either Evaporated Warriors for PvP and PvE, or Light and Shadow Light for your PvP. Other choices, you can use Breaking Point or Fivefold Bleed. It is okay also. Then remember to tune your arsenals. Remember to switch your arsenal to the Stone Speed. And some also recommend you to use the General instead to boost your physical's minimum attacks. So for the martial arts skill, Heng Blade is your main DPS. So the most important attack for this build is your light charge attacks for your Heng Blade. So this is your main DPS and this is the most important attack you should use. So what you have to do, you just hold down the left mouse button, hold down it, hold longer. So if you launch this type of the charge attack, so after the charge attack, you will pop up a blue icons, which is your various attacks. And this is a Heng Blade's core mechanics. It's super important, but this requires your Innerway to reach tier 3 to pop up this blue icon. Below tier 3, you will not have these blue icons. So when you have this blue icon pop up, just press your F key or alternatively press your R key to activate this one. So activate it as much as you can. And also these blue icons various attack also appear when you switch your weapons to your Heng Blade or you successfully do a parry with your Heng Blade. And this is very important in your PvP. Once you do a successful parry, you can counter-attack the opponents. And the Heng Blade martial arts skill is your dash skill. Dash closer to the opponent. You can press 2 times to dash further to closer to the opponent. This is very good for your PvP. And for the Heng Blade special skill, it is a range attack. So after using this special attack one time, it gives you the inner passion buff. So this is super important for 8-second inner passion buff. So when you have this inner passion activated, your martial art Q skill 2-time Q skill will transform from slash skill into stat skill like this one. So no inner passions, it is a slash skill. So with inner passions, it is become a stat skill. So what is the benefit of this stat skill? And this gives additional debuff effect to your opponents and also increase the damage of your martial art skill by 8%. And this is really a lot. And for this special skill, if you don't hit the opponent, if you miss the opponent, you will still get this inner passion buff. So make sure you use this one before you use your martial art skill to get the stat skill and debuff the opponents. Then for the Heng heavy attack skill, out skill, just ignore this one. This is not important, so it cannot charge up. It is a single hit, not quite useful. So now comes the martial art for the mobile. So the mobile is more to supporting and buffing your Heng. The first is a mobile martial art skill. So this one, if you press one time, it will run towards the opponents and consume your stamina. So after charge up, you release a bursting attack. So this one is very useless. Don't use this one, forget about it. So for this martial art skill, if you press 2 times, it becomes a dash forward swing skill. So this is quite useful. You can use for your PvP and PvE also. So for the martial art skill, often press 2 times, don't press only 1 time. Then mobile special skill is your buff skill, buff you for 30 seconds. This is a lot and very important. You need to keep the buff 24 hours in your PvP and in your PvE. Always activate this buff skill. So this one gives you 8% more damage and also summon soldier. So this soldier is a lot. With this buff activated, use your mobile martial art skill, it will create a new soldier attack like this one. It also creates soldier for your blue icons berries attack, and it also creates soldier for your Heng double Q martial art attacks. So it also creates soldier for your Heng down martial art Q attack the second time when it transforms into a stat attack after you get this inner passion from your martial art special skill. Then the heavy attack for the mobile is not very useful, it is very slow, so just ignore about it. If you want to use, you can use in your boss fight PvE. Then for the mystic skill, Flute is mandatory. This is part of your boss fight skill rotations. The second mandatory is your free move, because you need this one for your PvP cut skill and deliver your special attack for your Heng. The soaring spin is also mandatory. It is part of your PvP rotations after the special attacks. Then other mandatory mystic skill, you already know it, which is your Dragon Breath, Dragon Poison, Serene Breeze, and your Meridian Touch is all mandatory. So it left only one optional skill, so you can use it either for your Gauss stat, Yaksha Rush, or your Talent Strike. So it depends on your play styles. You can also equip with your Guardian Palms, because after the Meridian Touch, you can immediately activate your Guardian Palms to lift towards the opponents. Then for the PVE rotation, there's only one rotation. There's only one in the market, so no need to find other rotation. This is the only one. So first start with your foot skill. So after listen to the foot voice one time, just press your parry key to animation cut. Then continue with your mobile special skill to buff for soldier. Then continue with your mobile martial art Q skill 2 times, tap to switch to Heng. Then press R to release the various combos for the blue icons. Then use the Heng special skills. Then continue with the Heng Q skill 2 times. Then hold down your left mouse button to do the light charge attacks. Then after the blue icon pop up, just use the berry skill by pressing the Alt key. So continue to use light charge attack as much as possible and use the blue icon as much as possible. Probably you can do up to 3 or 4 rotations of this light charge attack until your buff finish for 30 seconds. So keep on light charge and press Alt to release the blue icons, this one. So do it as much as possible. Then for the PvP rotations, this is the beginner friendly ones. So first start with the mobile buff and also lock the target. Then use the Heng, so double Q skill to dash to the opponents. Then use a free move with animation cut. Then continue with your Heng special skills. Then soaring spin to charge forward. Then do the light charge attack followed by the various attacks. Then in the PvP, you always have to use a parry to get this blue icon to do the counter attack, to use various attack to counter your opponents. So always parry. So that's all for the videos. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.